We're Cassie.
And Emily.
And this is Book Bits and Chill, a podcast where we talk about books, movies, and pop culture the way that you actually experience them.
This show is for type B readers, people who love stories but don't want the pressure, perfection, or the participation trophies.
Hit follow, grab a drink, and let's talk about it. We barely read this month, and somehow we have so much more to talk about than usual.
Cassie, when do we not have so much to talk about?
Every book kind of opened up into something bigger. Like you'd finish one and then there'd be this whole conversation just waiting on the other end of it.
When we did not plan that, it just kept happening to us.
Dragons, I am still thinking about one book that wrecked me out of nowhere, and the Book Hangover Award is going to someone that you would really not expect.
Plus, we have to come clean about how many books we swore we'd finish, and we did not.
We didn't. We are delusional. It's the brand. Let's get into it. Okay. So we are going to talk through, obviously, what we read in June. We're going to talk a little bit about what we watched in June because there were some big hitters that we need to talk about. And then we're going to talk about what we're excited for in July. There are a handful of books that you're not going to be surprised are still on our list, and a bunch of books that we're really excited about. And then we have some upcoming shows and movies we're really pumped to talk about.
One thing we really need to talk about is I have realized there are a few summer queens in the book world. We had Emily Henry, our spring queen, but there are a couple of summer queens, and one of those right now is Miss Kalie Fortune, and we both had quite the experience with her in June.
I went down a full Kalie Fortune rabbit hole in like the span of a week's time. I read Every Summer After, One Golden Summer, and then Our Perfect Storm back to back to back to back. I could not stop.
It was so crazy. I had no idea she was reading any of these. She's like, I might read Every Summer After before the show comes out. And then all of a sudden, she's reading Our Perfect Storm 3 stories later. And I'm like, Cassie, this is my book club book. Why are we talking about it?
Okay, also, we talked about reading it last month, I think, and then we just didn't get to it, and then Emily had it as her book club book, and I was like, okay, well, why don't I just still read it, because I'm addicted to Kalie Fortune, apparently, now. So, I think that I have a very clear ranking of her books so far.
Yeah.
And
I have a very clear opinion about her book I've read.
The one book. So I think that I'll probably tee you up for that because Our Perfect Storm was my least favorite of the three that I read by far.
And speaking of Emily Henry, I feel like reading Our Perfect Storm as your first Kalie Fortune is similar to reading Great Big Beautiful Life as your first Emily Henry. It's just not the place to start. And these women have built a fan base, have built trust in their community. So all of the fans of like Kalie Fortune were like ready for Our Perfect Storm and ate it up. But as your first go, it just wasn't for me.
I agree. I mean, even as my third go, it wasn't necessarily for me. Like it's such a bummer because the premise of it, I was so excited by. Like, it's a friends to lovers situation where they come back together after being apart for a long time. And basically the girl ends up like getting left on her wedding day, and her best friend and her go on
runaway
their honeymoon.
Bride. She's a chef, and like I feel like we're still not over the bear yet. Like, it had all of the pieces.
The guy's a travel journalist. Like, there were so many things. And then there was also these, like, Little Women comparisons that I was obsessed with because I love Little Women. And I always was a Lori Jo stan for whatever reason. And so I was like, yes. And then it just completely fell flat. And I really can't put a pin in why, genuinely.
I've thought about this deeply because it actually ruined 2 weeks of my reading month. And so I think the thing is that it had all of these parts and it like delivered semi on all of those parts. Like, it was a good story. It was a good story. That's all you can say about it. Like, it just semi delivered on everything in an average way. It just didn't wow us. There was nothing like incredible about it.
I agree. And I think it honestly might have also gotten screwed for me because I read it right after One Golden Summer, which was a beautiful masterpiece in my mind.
Yeah.
So, spoiler, that's my number one Kalie Fortune. And then I have to put Every Summer After in the middle, I guess, after that.
Yeah.
But I think that also might have screwed it a little bit because I was just on such a high and I immediately started Our Perfect Storm with these insane expectations and then was just like completely let down.
So after reading those 3 books, do you feel like you want to, like, read another one of her books, or are you kind of, like,
For sure.
good?
For
You
sure. I
do!
love
I didn't expect
Yes.
that.
Yes, I love her writing style. Like I don't think that Our Perfect Storm should taint her in any way, shape, or form. And obviously, which we'll get into, she just had one of her books adapted every summer after into the show
Yeah.
every year after. But then she's also getting another one adapted by Netflix,
Which
which
one?
is This Summer Will Be Different,
Mm,
which neither of us have read,
no.
obviously. So I'm intrigued. I would like to read that one because I'm like, why is it
I
getting adapted? Like, what's the magic there?
I'm kind of thinking I'm not gonna read another Carly Fortune because I'm having this weird feeling about her after Our Perfect Storm dropped the ball and then the show, which I didn't even watch. Every year after, which you watched, is getting burned alive on the internet.
Correct, and honestly, rightfully so. It was so bad. Like, people were texting me in the middle of it being like, "Does it get better? Should I push through?" And I was like, "No. Like, just stop." I am upset that I even finished it
Oh,
and
you can
wasted.
confirm you finished?
I did finish. I did. I wanted to see what they were gonna do with it and, like, how they were gonna end it and if they were gonna recover it all and if I needed season 2, and turns out none of those things happened.
Were you hate watching it?
I was, for sure. I was for sure hate watching it. By the end, I was like, I need this to be over. And then the way that they ended it, I was literally wanting to throw my remote at the wall.
What's the number one thing that was terrible?
Oh,
No.
what? What's the number one thing? What they did to Charlie Florek. Literally, that man
Which
deserves retribution.
he's like one of your like top book boyfriends now.
Yes, yes, yes. I cannot get over how dirty they did him in this show. Like, it's actually one of those things where when it was done, I was like seething with what they
Oh
did to
my
him.
God. Okay, well, this is
Seething.
crazy actually because it was done by Prime Video, who just absolutely knocked it out of the park with Off Campus. So, do you
Yep.
actually think it matters more who's directing than who is adapting?
For sure.
Mm,
I think the showrunner is the one that's making all of these like big creative decisions, which is the
yeah.
reality. And we did a lot of sleuthing on the
Ooh.
internet afterwards to see what happened here. And the showrunner basically was not apologizing for any of the decisions made. She like very clearly said that this show was set up in a way so that it would go 5 seasons instead of
And
just
it's
being,
only
like,
2
kind of a one and
books.
done. It's only 2 books,
Yeah.
and they also, like, want to pull in more of the, like, side character stories that, like, are really not super present in the books, which, like, normally I'm
Greedy.
fine with. I'm fine with that normally, but it's just there were a lot of choices that were made that were very clearly in favor of, like, let's make as much money off of this franchise as possible versus like let's do the fans and the
Yeah.
book and the story as much good as possible.
I don't know if I agree setting up side characters before the show is even successful. Like if it's a book like series like Boys of Tommen where all the side characters have their own book, like okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
like when you're not even having the first season of a show out yet and you're
Yeah.
already setting up side characters, it's like focus where we need to focus first.
100%. Like literally just on Sam and Percy. Just get them right first.
Yeah.
Second, get Charlie right because that is literally who the entire second book is on. And then to your point, like go on to the other things.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like when I read Every Summer After, I was not the highest on Sam and Percy. Like they had a very cute love story. It brought in a lot of
Mm.
nostalgia. Like I thought the time jumps were really interesting. But I ended the book and I was like, okay, that was sweet. Charlie in both stories, like, is unbelievable. He's an unbelievable character. He has incredible development. His arc is unbelievable. And for them to fumble that, like, of all things, I was like, just mess with Sam and Percy, mess with the side characters, mess with where they are. They're not even the right place in Canada. I didn't care. They messed with Charlie, and I was like, this is personal. It became personal.
This is why I don't know. I know Carly Fortune was a part of the show, and I know but she also was like, just trying to like get her story out there. But I have this sour taste in my mouth about her now.
I don't know that we can even blame her, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like she was very heavily involved, which there could be a myriad of reasons for why that is. But it was upsetting. It was very upsetting, particularly coming off campus, like the absolute perfection that was that show. And I was so excited for this. And to just have it fall so flat it was such a letdown.
Can I say something that I have no educational background in?
Always.
So I feel like the off-campus like actors have been like all in like Vogue and like GQ and doing all this like press tour when you can tell they are thriving and living their best life. I've noticed that like as the clips continue to go on and as the press tour continues to go on for every year, is that what it's called? Every year after. That the actors are like so cold on it and they're like not excited, and the press tour is like completely falling flat too because they're probably seeing the bad press.
100%. I think they probably know, like, okay, this is not something that we want to add more fuel to the fire of, like,
and that really
all.
sucks because they were like newer actors that were probably getting their big break, and like, I just hate that they dropped it like that.
I just need whoever is in the room where it happens at
the
Prime
room
Video.
Where it happens,
the room where it happens. I need those people, okay? At Prime Video, at Netflix, at Hulu, at HBO, whoever the hell is taking on Michael B. Jordan's version of Fourth Wing. You better not play around. Do not. Keep the author in the room. Make sure that they are double checking, triple checking, fact checking every possible change that's happening, making sure that the story still has its essence, still has its personality, still has its entire vibe. And if not, you will get screwed over. And so will the author, clearly.
You know what, though? I saw a clip online of Rebecca Yarros herself saying that the show is not going to follow the exact way that the book was written because it's been so long.
That's the thing. I don't expect
that.
I genuinely do not expect that. But what I do expect is for them to not go take Garrick, for example, and like make him a humongous like asshole, like and make him like slimy and skeezy and like gross, like that's literally what they did with Charlie. And I was like, what is happening here?
And you described him as a golden retriever.
Correct. Imagine if they made Cassian into someone who was like scheming all the time and like yes. Imagine. Yeah.
I'm terrified. See, I just can't. I don't know. I need a breather. I need to read an Allie Hazelwood, and then maybe I can come back to Carly Fortune. Like, I don't know. I need to trust again.
We'll talk about that in our July TBR. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to bigger and better things. Woo, I need to get that off my system.
Woo, all right. Heat coming off of that topic.
Oh, it's summer. It's summer heat.
It's a heat wave.
Oh, it's a cruel summer. Okay. So the next book that we read that both of us really loved was The Midnight Train by Matt Haig.
And can I say that this was a little unexpected for me because we both didn't like love Midnight Library. Like we enjoyed it. We were like, oh, this is a good book. The imagery was decent. Like, but it didn't sit with us afterwards. Holy crap. Midnight Train, I have been thinking about and spreading the good word of this book every day since I finished reading it.
She actually has the amount of times that she has quoted Midnight Train. Not even quoted it, just been like, and after reading Midnight Train, like, I feel this.
I'm literally a therapist now just because I've read The Midnight Train.
So what's so crazy is that I read Theo of Golden and I thought that it was going to give me this exact perspective. Like I thought that it was going to like rock me in this way, like open up my mind, like make me feel insane gratitude and kiss the ground that I walk on a daily basis. Completely fell flat. Like this is a book that has literally been on the internet. Like, people are coming on camera sobbing over
Yeah.
this story, like, giving it 4 trillion stars, everything. I read it
Yeah.
and I was like, when is this gonna be over? Genuinely.
This is why me and Cassie started this podcast, because the marketing of these books is so confusing to the general audience. Like, if you
Yeah,
just watched the marketing of Theo of Golden, you would have thought it was going to win a Pulitzer Prize. You start
100%.
getting into the actual human being reviews of it, and people are like, this is like 3 stars.
Yeah, yeah, like, it was good. It wasn't as amazing as everyone's saying that it is, which is so interesting, though, because, Alan Levy, who's the author, self-published that book. So it's not even like he has this big traditional publisher behind him, like, pushing all of this marketing. Like, I don't know
I don't know
who
what happened.
started this fire online, but it's out there.
I'm scared. I'm so scared of BookTok sometimes.
Genuinely, I'm afraid of us sometimes.
But you
But
know who does not go all over BookTok and does not market his books that much? Matt Haig.
Okay, I actually disagree with that. I feel like
Really?
his books are yes, I feel like when this book came out, I saw it literally everywhere.
Oh, I had like no idea it was coming out until like a month before.
Oh, interesting.
And boy, am
Interesting.
I glad I decided to pick it up. Let me tell you
Okay,
guys
so
something.
yeah, tell the people who have not read it or want to
Yeah.
read it or have not heard of it what it's about.
It's a companion novel to the Midnight Library, so you don't have to read the Midnight Library before. It's just a similar storyline. So a 80-year-old man is passing away, and on his way to the afterlife wakes up on a train, and he is being guided through his afterlife by the bookseller of his childhood bookshop. I mean, how cute is that? Pause.
Adorable.
How cute. Okay. And
Adorable.
then he basically watches his entire life from like a peripheral view from infancy to when he died. And he is able to see from this different lens, like all of the mistakes he made and what he wished he could change. And what you don't know of the reader, as the reader, while you're reading, is will he get the opportunity to change it? Or do you have to
Oh.
sit there and think to yourself, I only have this one life to live and I just freaking wasted it. Yeah.
Oh. I
And
mean, if that doesn't pack a punch for you, I don't know what will.
you've got to learn that lesson earlier than later. That is what you're going to learn from this book. Like, you do not want to be learning that lesson on your deathbed. Is it too late?
Yep.
I wish I would have done that. I wish I could have changed this. You have to do it now, right now.
Now, time
Yeah.
is of the essence. I am very interested because I continue to be surprised by the books that you're loving recently. And because
Mm.
you are someone who has proclaimed that they hate sad books. Like, you have consistently said, I don't like reading sad books. I don't like sad stories, whatever. And I feel like the way that this story is portrayed could be taken as a sad book and a sad story. And yet you
Spoiler.
loved
Spoiler
it.
alert. It's a happy ever after.
Ah! Did we want to go there?
Well, that's why I liked it. It's not sad.
But it was kind of sad throughout. Like, it was definitely sad at the beginning. Remember when we started it together and we were like, oh, this is really sad.
It has the makings of a sad book, but it doesn't ever fully take you there. And Matt Haig himself has like anxiety and depression and has written like memoirs about it. And I feel like he knows he can't drag us to the undertows of the ocean. Like, he kind of keeps it like in the above level sea foam of the sadness.
Okay. I can understand that. I a bit surprised because I remember when we picked Midnight Train to read, I was like, Emily is gonna not be super high on this, and you have loved it.
I know. I was also surprised too, but also that is why, being a mood reader is so great, because when you find those books that hit in that time of your life that you like really needed them, they can like literally transform you.
Yeah, agreed.
And remember, Cass, before I read The Midnight Train, I was having really, really bad anxiety.
True. Yeah. And literally, Matt Haig just saved you hundreds of dollars in therapy.
Yeah.
What do you know?
So
there we go.
Everybody should pick this book up at some point in their life. Like, I don't know that I'm saying, like, everybody rush out there right now. This is a must read, but like, put it on your TBR. And when you need a pick me up and to remember like what the light is at the end of the tunnel, read this book.
It's a good reminder. I totally agree. And speaking of this Midnight Library, Midnight Train universe.
Yes.
Midnight Library is getting adapted into a movie starring Florence Pugh.
I freaking love
favorite
her.
person on the planet. She is literally, her and Dua Lipa are basically neck and neck for the lives that I would like to be living as we speak.
I literally have chills. The arm hairs on my arm are standing up. I freaking love Florence Pugh, and like anything she's going to be in is going to be beautiful. And I have so much trust in this adaptation.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. I don't think it starts shooting until next year. So we probably we probably won't have it until 2028, if I had to guess, or maybe like late next year. But I'm like, take your time. Take it.
Take your time.
Okay. Enjoy.
So I saw a clip today of Matt Haig talking about the adaptation, and he said that they are doing everything right. So there's like a scene in Midnight Library where they're like in Alaska. I can't remember the full, or Norway.
Oh, yeah.
They're in like a wintry setting. They actually hired a man from National Geographic that used to shoot in that location during that time of year to come and help them design the set.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then he was saying,
love that.
I know. And he was saying that I guess it's really hard to film like rock concert scenes and like concert scenes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so the way they decided to do it was to go to an actual concert.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know.
It's going to be so good. That is brilliant. Oh my gosh. I wish it were here right now, but take your time.
I wish I could have it tomorrow, but please take your space.
Get Florence an Oscar off of this performance. That's all I'm asking.
Oh my God, yes, please.
Oh, so good. Okay, so we obviously went down a little bit of an existential rabbit hole, but then we also had a lot of romantasy that we read this month, and
which
we found.
I'm just so excited.
Okay.
I'm just so excited.
So I would like to take us back to 2025. September 2025, in fact. Oh, God is right. So let's take everyone on a midnight train, might I say. So last year, I read In the Veins of the Drowning by Kalie Cassidy. It was so good. It's a part of the Siren Mage duology.
Yeah.
I remember
reading
it.
And you literally said to me, I read this in less than 24 hours.
Correct. I said, Emily, you need to read this right now. The focus is on sirens. I was like, you would literally eat this up. Like this is your Super Bowl. Read it. What does she do? Doesn't read it. Literally waits to read it. Ignores. Waits to read it until, God, let's take the train to June 2026. Emily reads it, is an instant fucking fan. She's obsessed. She's reading this book. You're telling everyone that her armpits are sweating as she's reading it.
10 chapters in, I'm like, this book's changing me. Again. I am a siren. I'm literally on Google, like, siren documentaries. Well, what do we know about sirens? Where do sirens exist? Like, I literally was obsessed.
Where do sirens exist?
Are sirens real? I was down bad.
That is the mark of an amazing fantasy storyteller, by the way, if you are like so desperate for something to exist. Like that's how I feel about dragons too, where I'm like, they have to be somewhere. There literally has to be like a crypt somewhere where there is a dragon, and I know it. Like, and that is how I felt about this too.
Every time somebody's like, oh, you know, birds are descendants of dinosaurs, I'm like, yeah, so are dragons.
Yeah. Same with dragons. You know what sirens are descendants of?
Mermaids. Oh, mermaids are real? Tell me something else.
Move on. So the second book and the final book in the duology, In the Wake of the Ruined, comes out in July, and we actually got to be able to read an advanced copy, which we were really excited about.
Oh my God, I feel like an actual celebrity.
It's true. So we read the second book. I genuinely like cold went into this. Like, did not look up a summary, did not refresh myself on what happened in the first book. Like, just
you
went
didn't even
straight
ask
into it.
me, and I had just
I
read
didn't even
it.
ask her. I was like, I'm going to go into this. And I was eating this book up. Oh my God. I remember starting it on a flight, a 2-hour flight. And by the end, I was already a third of the way through. And I was like, this book is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Okay, so it is based around like siren magic, but it's also a forced proximity, sort of arranged marriage trope in a way. And the MMC is absolutely delicious. The best yearning I've read in a long time.
Top tier yearning. And again, like such a testament to Kalie, like her ability to write this yearning is like next to like how I felt about Into the Blue with how Emma Brody wrote AJ and Noah. Like her ability to just show the yearning like through the environment or how they were looking at each other or whatever. Like you are literally reading from Imogen's POV and you know that Theo is yearning. Like you normally don't get that unless you are literally like in the dialogue with them or you're like in the guy's head and like as he's yearning. But like I just felt it.
It's because he wasn't like doing the yearning where he's like a puppy dog, like a simp for her.
Right.
It was a grown-ass man changing his ways and showing in actions that he's ready to change for this woman.
Yes. And literally he is only 28 in these books, by the way.
Grown-ass
like I was
man.
blown away. I was like, how does he know these things? I think I like wrote that question down. I was like, how? The other thing that we need to talk about is Imogen. Emily and I are both obsessed with her. Like, I haven't felt this way about an FMC in a really long time. Like, I feel like for whatever reason, I have been really struggling to connect to a lot of FMCs. Like, I feel like I felt this way about Shadira when I read Daggermouth. Obviously felt this way about Imogen. I felt this way about Aelin. But like, there's a lot of these FMCs where I'm like, they're amazing, but I don't like, I don't want to be like their friend, you know? Like, I would love to be Imogen's friend. I would be her friend in 2 seconds.
She was very genuine and authentic. Like nothing came off as like forced, and so she's like making these like huge changes in her life to like, you know, overcome adversity, but she's doing it in a way where you're like, this is believable, and she's not being annoying about it. She's not whining, she's not complaining. She's like, this is my choice and I'm doing it, and like honestly, like I'm not gonna complain about it, and I don't care what anybody else says.
Yeah, and she's like, I will literally deal with the consequences also. Like, she's not, like, going into things blindly and just is like, we'll see what happens. She's like, I know that I can be reckless. Like, I know that I just, like, it can be impulsive, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to accept whatever comes along with that.
Yeah, and it's not like a martyr thing. She's like, if the consequence is dying, like, it's just my time to go. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, 100%. So if you are a romantasy reader and you're like, oh my God, this genre is the same. Every book that I read, copy, paste, repeat, rinse, repeat. You need to read this series because it is such a breath of fresh air. Like, she does not lean on basically any of the standard tropes. Like, she builds a complete world of her own, a magic system of her own. The characters are completely unique. Like, their romance is really unique. Like, it was completely its own thing. And I just loved it so much for that.
Absolutely. Everybody that has saying that they're a romantasy fan, if you're not reading this book, you're not a fan. Oh my God, why did I say that? But it's true.
So aggressive. Okay, you're still a fan. It's okay. But just read these books, right?
I'm just that obsessed. But speaking of books that I felt were romantasy rinse and repeat and others do not agree with, so maybe I'm not a fan. You just read for the first time the first book, When the Moon Hatched.
That's right. That is right. And I think that I disagree with your take in some ways, and I agree with it in some ways.
I'll take that.
I did not feel that it was, like, relying on the standard tropes. Like, I did not read it thinking like, "Oh my god, this is, like, the typical romantasy whatever." Like, I do think that she built a really unique world. I thought that the FMC was fairly unique. I thought that the, like, premise around the romance was really cool. I really loved Khan as well. Like, he had talk about yearning, like,
Yeah.
that was also, like, just top tier. So I think, like, those elements. I also think, like, the world and the magic was really interesting and really unique. So, like, those are big things for me where I'm like, I fully agree with the internet. Where I disagree is around, like, the writing style and the pacing of the story and, like,
Mm,
how much went into it. Like, I understand with epic fantasy, there's, like, this expectation that it, like, has to be some level of, like, dense and, like, the world building has to be, like, so intricate and detailed and blah, 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 and,
yeah.
like, it does, but at the same time, like, there is a point where it's like, "Alright,
Yeah. And it's
you're
a
losing me
big
here,"
book.
you
Like,
know?
how many pages is it?
I think it's, like, almost 700 pages maybe, and so,
Which I
like
guess is, like, sort of standard these days, but it felt like a brick when I was reading
Agreed.
it.
Agreed. And I think too, like we've talked about this, like when it did come out, it was like right after Iron Flame and like that's tough timing.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like I've had enough distance from books that may or may not be similar to it that like I could appreciate it for what it was.
Yeah.
But I do think like the first 25% were like laborious where I was like,
Yeah.
I am clawing through this story and I genuinely don't know why.
Yeah. And I think to your point, I read it after Fourth Wing. I had read it after Fourth Wing and I was like, I just want more dragons. That's all I want. And I was like, this is a dragon book. It's literally about dragons. And what I really needed to do was just watch House of Dragons.
Yeah, true. Just watch a show,
And
and that's it.
simultaneously, the second book of the Moonfall series, what is it
Yep.
called? The Ballad of the
The
Falling
Ballad of the
Dragons.
Falling Dragons, I've heard is a masterpiece, by the way. Like, I
I've
am
heard.
actually excited to read the second book because I'm, like, very intrigued on what happens. But, you know, I don't think that I can sit here and be like, "This is the best fantasy romantasy book that I've ever read." But, like, I also cannot agree that it was terrible.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But my point was going to be that the next season of House of the Dragon came out as soon as the second book came out. And I felt like that was the
Yes.
universe telling me, just watch the show.
Yeah, just watch the show.
And I
Which
did.
also, yeah, we both did. The first episode of this show was insane.
We've been waiting for this.
We have the last season was a little bit of a slog. I like really
Yeah.
felt like I was gonna fall asleep half the time. This kickoff to this season is insane. I cannot believe how much they packed in one single episode.
Season 2 was so slow that there is many people I know that were like, I refuse to watch season 3. And I'm like, no, just watch the first episode. And they're like, I don't believe
Literally.
you. I don't
Yes.
believe you.
Yes, 100%. It's just it was so good. And like I'm not super familiar with Fire and Ice, by the way. Like I don't know like
Neither do I.
all the details of what happens in that. So like I could not tell you like where they're deviating to like extend things or not.
Yeah.
But I do know like the big points that they're building up to at least from the book and I feel like they're doing it like as we speak. And it's
Okay.
amazing.
Okay. So as an adaptation, it's like not fully going off the rails.
I don't think so.
We don't know, but
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the details, but I do know the big
show,
stuff.
it's fully going off the rails. I could not fall asleep after I watched this show from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because my heart rate got so high that I couldn't lower my cortisol to fall asleep.
I mean, taking out another one of Rhaenyra's sons, episode 1, like, I cannot believe that. That entire I don't know what it is about a ship battle, by the way. Like,
Pirates.
Pirates, like, I don't know if it's just that they're, like, stuck out at sea and, like, there's nowhere to go. They can't run or hide. Like, every time there's any sort of like ship battle for me, like it just puts me on edge. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I can't escape this either.
I was like, one crack in any of these ships, like literally a crack, that whole ship sinking.
Yes, 100%.
And then all the people are wearing armor, so they're drowning, and they can't get the armor unbuckled underwater because they're wearing big-ass gloves. It was stressful.
Correct. It was so stressful. Oh my God. And then what's her face? Raina on Sheep Stealer. I was like, what are you doing? Oh my God. Sheep Stealer is so unhinged. Why would you do this?
I feel like they totally pulled a trick on us too, because they set it up like, oh, she's going to tame this wild dragon that's going to save the day. And then he absolutely wrecked everything.
He fucked everything up entirely. Literally. I was watching with my jaw on the floor. I was like, I cannot believe this is happening. And then Raina the entire time is just screaming her head off. I'm like, Raina, he's not listening to you. Sheep Stealer doesn't give a fuck what you're saying.
And I don't know what she could have done. I don't know. Dismount, would that have made him fly away? She didn't have any weapons on her, but I was like, how can you stop this dragon?
I don't know. Genuinely. I have no idea.
And
so tough.
And then there was the classic Game of Thrones incest scene that nobody needed, that none of us saw coming. And I was like, oh my God, this show does this every time. And I did not ever need to see this again after the Lannisters.
Like, I don't know if George R.R. Martin did some sort of research on that time period. And he's like, this has to be in here for this to be accurate. Like, I don't know, but I'm like, why? Yeah. We had it already with the brother-sister thing. Like, we don't need it with a mother-son. Like, please, please, please. No. We are good. We're set.
And I was just like, everything I just said could have been an entire season of a show. And that was in under one episode. Hour.
Oh my God, it was insane.
Yeah. So I don't think I'll be adding this Ballad of the Falling Dragons to my July TBR because I'm just going to focus on House of the Dragon.
You do you. There's no pressure.
The TV show dragons are winning out over the book dragons this month.
There you go. I love it. Well, speaking of what we're going to read in July, there is a book that we wanted to read in June that I think we're going to end up reading in July, which 100%. Is Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It.
I have to read it now because I just saw it's getting adapted and it's literally a rom-com dream.
Yes, it is. It's so good. And it's amazing for Em and I are in our early 30s. Like, the FMC, I'm pretty sure, is about to turn 30, or she is 30. And I just love the premise of, like, a girl our age that's, like, real and awkward and, like, interesting in that way, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of the times we read about these women who are obviously so badass, they're dynamic, they're independent, they're all of these things, but, like, we just never get the, like, awkward girl. And I love that.
Yeah, I am ready for that, too. And I also really want to get back into reading the Unselected Journals of Emma and Lion. Is that what it's called?
I don't even know at this point.
I had to say it so slow, and I think I still got it wrong.
No, I think you got it right. It is the Unselected Journals of Emma and Lion. So I actually fell off on that after reading the first one, so I need to keep going.
Oh, you finished the first one?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you didn't tell us.
I finished it in May. I did. It was literally in our May wrap-up.
Girls, what? I'm shocked. This was before I read The Midnight Train, so I wasn't fully locked in on my everyday life, you know?
That makes total sense.
Oh my God, so you're saying no recommend?
No, highly recommend. I just have not gotten back to it.
Okay, so I should read that in July, because it's a short book too, right?
It's super short.
I need an easy head count in July.
It's very easy. And it's so entertaining. Like, Emma is she's such an icon. She is literally, like, that girl. Like, you are going to be obsessed with her.
And I feel like it's very, like, easy breezy summery vibes, right?
Yes, agreed. Which I want to read the second book in that. I also want to actually read Emma by Jane Austen. I still haven't done that. So I would like to do that. And there's also a book that we've been talking about for quite some time that we're going to get into, and then we haven't. And that is Saving Six by Chloe Walsh.
I'm literally terrified. I'm shaking. I started trying to read this book in June when Cassie and I were going on vacation. I'm like, oh, let me start this on this long ass flight. It was the most depressing thing my eyes have ever laid on. And I was like, I have to close this immediately. This isn't the time. And so
it's so funny because I posted on our Instagram, like, hey, can anyone like literally motivate me to read this book? And basically the resounding response was like, you just have to push through this book and get to the second book. And I was like, what?
So
huge.
I did not expect them to relive all of the family trauma from Shannon's books. And so I was absolutely shocked I was reliving that. And I was not in a headspace for it.
No, it's too much. I'm almost like, maybe I just need to wait until the fall or something.
But
I
also love Joey.
I know. It's like, it's a borderline giving me an existential crisis at this point. Like, I just can't
I will say the part I read was like, it is detailing like all of his and Afi's or however you say her name.
Aoife?
Aoife. It was detailing all of Aoife's and his, like, how they got together, and it was really cute.
Oh, people do say that their love story is like the best out of everyone's. So
but do we know when that adaptation's coming out? It's not till 2027, right?
Yeah, I think it's next year, but they just announced the rest of the cast, and it is literally so perfect. It's going to be so
good. The ensemble cast is absolutely the heart of this story, and I'm so excited to see it on screen.
I cannot wait. I mean, the way that specifically Claire, Gibbsy, and Lizzie, I was like, they are so perfect. Like, I could not have casted better people for this.
And they have to take that seriously because there is going to be probably 7 seasons of this show. Like, they have to
lock in.
But since that adaptation is coming out like way later, I do need to focus in on an adaptation that's coming soon. And that's The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, because I haven't read that book yet. So I think July is the time.
Yeah, I think I'm going to reread it so we can buddy read, because I want like enough time between reading it and when the show comes out. So it's not like, what the fuck are they doing and why did they do this?
Like you were with every year after.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I do want to do that because that is such a good Ali Hazelwood story. I love it so much.
So I have now committed to potentially like 4 stories, and I have been 4 for 4 May and June. And so I feel like I just have to stop. I have to stop lying to myself and just commit to 4 again.
Okay. I love that. I have a few more.
Yeah, let's hear them.
I love to lie to myself.
You're a stretcher.
I'm a stretcher. There's another romantasy that I've been literally dying to read for so long. This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me.
Oh, people have been going wild for that one.
Yes, and the people that are going wild for it, I generally agree with their opinions on romantasy books. So I am feeling very confident in that one. Like, I'm actually very excited for it.
Do you know anything about it?
0.
Same. I was going to say the same
0.
thing.
I am going in so cold on this. It's unbelievable. And honestly, I'm excited.
Fully trust the people you're talking about.
Same. That's how much I trust these people. And then I want to read this book called Along Came a Moor that I've heard is really good. It's like a fun, it seems like a fun summer romance, which I feel like I'm going to be like banging some more of those down, especially after my Carly Fortune rabbit hole.
I haven't heard of that.
Oh, it sounds so good. I'm really excited.
I need to
and I've heard that the romance and the FMC and the MMC are very mature. Like, it's not a like you're gonna get a like weird 3rd act breakup or whatever. Like, it sounds like a very evolved love story, which I'm excited for.
No miscommunication trope there.
Nope. None of that. And then I really finally want to read My Husband's Wife.
You have been wanting to read that. What's the draw?
I want to read it. It sounds like a good plot. I don't know.
It's like a thriller?
And I would like to read a thriller again. I haven't read one in a long time.
A thriller to me is exclusively for the fall and winter.
No, I like a summer thriller randomly.
I cannot be sweating because of the heat and sweating because I'm terrified.
It's actually a psychological thriller, which
That's
to me
even worse.
Those are never really scary.
Oh, I
Like,
mean, I won't sleep for days.
like Yesteryear was technically branded as a psychological thriller.
Scared. Now I'm
No,
scared to pick that up. It's sitting here staring
scared.
at me on my bookshelf, and I'm scared.
I think it's just when it's like, oh, you're thrown into a setting where you like literally don't know what's going on. The narrator doesn't know what's going on, and then they spend the whole story trying to figure it out.
Okay, we'll report back. I would really like you to read that in July so you can tell us in August what it was about and if it was good.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, I think those are realistically the books that I'm gonna get to.
Okay,
I'll be
I feel good
realistic.
about that.
Okay, thank God. Okay. All right. I think that wraps up our June and July. I'm really excited going into July. Really had a lot going on in June, but it was still a good month, I feel
And,
like.
for our next episode, I'm about to be having my crowning achievement. Like, give me all the awards. We have done almost, 62 episodes of this show, and I have been waiting for this episode.
And what episode is that?
All the TV show recommendations for romance and romantasy readers like me.
Da, da, da.
Yeah! I can't wait.
This is actually Emily's Super Bowl, legitimately. Like, as much as she reads, she watches so much television. Like,
I'm obsessed.
I don't know how you do it. It's like really, it's so impressive.
It's
But she has, it's, it's an illness. But she has, I am not kidding you guys, watched every imaginable show that you would want to watch if you are obsessed with romance or romantasy. So you are you are going to want to tune into this because we have some fun ones for you.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. All right. In the meantime, we'll see you same time, same place. Grab your blankets, grab your book boyfriends, and we'll see you then.
See ya.